Good morning, folks. It's Ray Bessette coming to you from the firm U with another topic for one of my videos. And today's topic is going to be about what goes on a fitness assessment here. Okay, for those who've been around, who've seen my ads, I always list in my advertising that consultations, health and fitness consultations, are free. And I don't go into great detail on what a health and fitness consultation is, okay? Well, it's just that. It's a health and fitness consultation. Now, I run things a little bit different from other places. I'm very comprehensive and very thorough with people that come in here. Now, I can be as thorough as you want me to be, or we can run it very simply, okay? But I'm gonna go into depth on everything that I go through. There are three main topics that I cover. Number one is the personal training. Okay, that's what most people come in for. Now, the personal training consists of 2 to 3 times a week. Normally, I suggest 3 times. They're 1-hour sessions with me in a private facility. So there's nobody else in here but myself and the client. Now, if the client wants to bring in a partner, a spouse, a coworker, neighbor, that's half price for both people. So essentially, it's really a 2-for-1 deal for anybody that comes in that wants to bring a partner. It works great for married couples because then they understand what one person is doing and the shopping becomes easier, or you understand what that person's process is. Which leads me into the second part of my training is the nutrition side. I do a lot with nutrition. Now, I don't ever tell people not to eat this or not to eat that. Don't want to put you at a loss. There's no reason for it. Okay, a lot of people like to have a cocktail at the end of the day. I say, great. You know, if I said no, I'd probably be out of business. You know, there's nothing wrong with something like that as long as we agree on changing a couple other things, okay? You can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak, but there's some give and take. And I give you those options. I don't just hand you a menu that says, okay, eat this, not this, eat this, not this. It's too complicated. I'm going to tailor it around your lifestyle right now with a few changes. If you don't make changes, you won't see changes. Okay, but they're going to be things that you can live with and stay with for the rest of your life. Okay, the third thing is the hormonal balance. What I mean by that is I do a blood test, and this is totally optional. You don't have to do this, but it's available. Now, I have a comprehensive very comprehensive blood test, and we look at your hormones, your testosterone, your free testosterone, cortisol, insulin, estradiol, progesterone, C-reactive protein, which is a marker for inflammation. How important is a marker for inflammation? Inflammation is the key to most diseases or conditions. In this virus-infected world we're in, you need to have like vitamin D. I check vitamin D, and also I have supplements for vitamin D, all pharmaceutical grade. And I use the blood test to get you a baseline of where you are, and 3 months later, and again, this is an option, we do another blood test to see where you are now after 3 months. Okay, so there's not the blind leading the blind here and crossing our fingers and hoping that we see results. It's nothing. It's pretty scientifically staged from one step to another step to another step. Okay, that's how come I've been so successful in a lot of these pictures that you see up here that are planned. These people came in and had no idea they might be up on stage. Now, I don't train everybody to be a bodybuilder whatsoever or a personal trainer. But some people have gotten into my style of personal training that it becomes a habit, almost an addiction, but it's a good addiction. Okay, so the hormones, I have a physician, we do a blood test, and that blood test is done at LabCorp. We do all the HIPAA procedures laws and regulations. The results come to me and to you, and we go over it just one-on-one. Now, it goes to the physician if I see that there are some things that you might need to correct through pharmaceutical needs. Okay, other than that, a lot of these can be suggested. I could suggest just over-the-counter supplements, pharmaceutical grade. When I mention pharmaceutical grade, I'm talking about supplements that are absorbable. Okay, you know how you go into one of these vitamin stores and they got a big bag, like a pillowcase, full of protein powder. Okay, and it's got a scoop about the size of for a dog for a cup. Okay, and you put that into a blender and you drink it. Well, they give you that much because they don't the ingredients in there are very low grade and it's not very absorbable. So they make up for it in quantity, cheap quantity. Okay, my stuff is small, but it's compact and it's absorbable. If it's not, supplements are not absorbable, they're really not that, you're just going to urinate them out, in other words. Okay, so when you come in, I greet you and I show you around the place. I show you around the facility. All the equipment here is brand new. It's not been, thousands of people or hundreds of people on the equipment sweating all over the place and, doing things incorrectly and dropping weights and playing, music that you don't want to hear. Looking at people wearing spandex they probably shouldn't be wearing and things like that. So it's a very private, very personal place that we can just focus on you. That's what you come to a personal trainer for. That's why they call it personal training. Okay, so anyway, you get one of these packets right here, okay? And in this packet, I have a fitness assessment form. Now, a lot of times I will contact you first, send you this form. It's a 2-page form, kind of like you would do at a doctor's office, okay? It just talks about just your, age, weight, height, and conditions that you have. Any kind of, have you smoked in the last 6 months? Do you take blood pressure medication? Things like that, things that you would get from a physician. Okay, just so I can find out what's going on with you. Also, any kind of conditions that you have, shoulders, knees, backs, things like that. It's all right here. Also, ask about how are your nutritional habits. Okay, you can explain or put down bad, good, need help, things like that. You don't have to be that specific because we're going to talk about these things. Your commitment level, that's important. After you have a session with me, a consultation, after an hour, if you were a 3 walking in as far as your commitment, you'll be a 10 before you leave. I can guarantee you that. Okay? And so then we go over the schedule, and if you decide to sign up, you don't have to decide right now. I usually give you this packet. Go home and talk to your significant other, or just think about it. Okay? Don't think too long because you might not get that slot that you wanted. Okay? But anyway, it's right here. There's no pressure. I don't have to pressurize anybody to sign up. There's no membership fee here either. It's all included in the package. Okay? Everything that we do has already been paid for. There's no hidden cost for anything. I don't play that game. I've been out in other gyms. I've been working out for 48 years. I've been in every gym you can almost think of. Okay? I've collected all the things that I did not like and turned it into the firm you on the things that I did like. Okay? And you'll like it too. All right. One of the first things that I go over is the essential fatty acids. This is a supplement that everybody needs. And I'll tell you why. Today's food, we're missing unadulterated plant-based omega-3 and omega-6. Now, fatty acids are broken down fat. Anything that has acids, like amino acids, are broken down proteins. Okay? So anyway, essential fatty acids are missing from our diets today because of the food processors processing our foods. Like for cows, they don't eat grass anymore. The genetically modified organisms, wheat, corn, whatever's the cheapest for that cow to grow, plus the hormones, plus the antibiotics that you're all consuming. This product right here, the essential fatty acids, okay, or EFAs, is something that has my picture on it, okay? It was formulated by a MIT professor whereas his wife was having all kinds of conditions and doctors couldn't help her out. Well, he found out that it was oxygen missing from the blood supply, or I should say cell membrane. Okay, so this is an antioxidant. It's also it's good for hair, skin, and nails. And I give you a sheet that explains everything about this. Now, when you sign up with me, I give you a free bottle of this. It also curbs your appetite for craving sweets or carbohydrates. Remember, our bodies have two energy systems: fat or sugar or carbohydrates. Remember, carbohydrates is just a long word for sugar. So if you cut out your carbohydrates, which is fine, and go to proteins and fats, which is kind of like a paleo diet, you're going to do very well. But the only problem is you're going to be craving your sweets and you're going to be kind of run down because you don't have that energy from sugar. Okay, so the whole idea is to get all the sugar out of your blood. And when you do that, you have to wait for a certain period of time for your body to recognize, hey, guy, there's no more sugar here. We're going to have to relate to fat for energy. And this is what that does. This replaces or gives you the good fats, not trans fats, not non-grass-fed fats, okay? Plant-based, unadulterated omega-3 and unadulterated omega-6. Omega-6 are your oils, like soybean oil. That's a carcinogen. That is a terrible thing. It boils at 360 degrees. I mean, you can cook at 360 degrees. This has coconut oil, flaxseed oil, those kind of oils that will start to burn at 118. Sure, it takes longer to cook, but it's better for you in the long run, okay? So anyway, we go over that stuff, okay? And I give you this in your packet. Speaking of nutrition, I offer, and these are just options that you can choose from on my website, or you can just type in Fit and Firm Foods. And there's about 24 different items you can pick from that are low carbohydrate. They come in a nice little box that is delivered to you. I eat these myself. This right here is an omelet, a Philly steak omelet right here. Love the heck out of these. Now this is made with real steak from grass-fed beef, real eggs from a farm. I have a rancher, I have a farmer, and I have a chef. Got them all together, came up with Fit and Firm Foods. Okay, this is an option. Now, because it has enzymes in it, this food will rot after a few days if I left it in the open. Try that with a hamburger from a fast food place. Okay, it won't rot. It can't rot. That's an inflammatory. This is an anti-inflammatory. It has enzymes. It'll get to your stomach's enzymes. It will produce serotonin to go to your brain, to go to the hypothalamus, to tell the pituitary gland that, hey, you know what? Cut off the hunger switch. We're not hungry anymore. You should never eat to get full. If you have to eat to get full, that means you're eating an inflammatory food, more than likely. This is a normal serving right here. I can only eat about half of this because the serotonin goes to my brain and says, why are you still eating? You don't really have to eat anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this away. All right, so this is just one of the items on the Fit and Firm Foods menu. There are several other ones. There's lunch, there's dinner, and there's breakfast items to choose from. Okay, and again, that's fitandfirmfoods.com. I'll leave the link below. Okay, also I have Marigold Bars. Okay, say you have 3 meals like this a day. Okay, you can cut them in half because it's almost impossible to eat the whole thing. I haven't yet been able to eat a whole one of these meals. So I split it in half and save it for another time of the day. Now the Marigold Bars are great in between. They're also good to eat. They're like protein bars, but they're also good to eat on the road. All right, put one in your purse, your pocket, your knapsack. And these again have enzymes because they're made from grass-fed beef. Okay, so the cows, actually I believe that the whey protein, which is a product of a cow, these cows come from Europe. And in Europe, it's against the law to feed a cow anything else but grass, like they're supposed to, like 100 years ago. So anyway, they come in this shape right here. This is a cookie dough, okay? And here there's about 24 different flavors too, all right? And this needs to be refrigerated because it will it'll rot in the air, which means it oxidizes, which means it has enzymes, which means it's good and it's digestible, just like the Fit and Firm foods. I have people with great success that eat these combinations of food. It makes my job a lot easier because I don't have to worry about their food. Now you don't have, these are just options, okay? You can try this for a week or two, get yourself jump started and duplicate some of the things that they do here, okay? Or what I offer. Now if you read the side of these bars, okay, this is what I like. If this was my bar and I could make, I would not just put the ingredients down, but I would want it to stand out what's in here or what's not in here, okay? Here we go for an example. Lectin free, no GMO, genetically modified organisms, gluten free, low sugar, lactose free, okay? So you don't have to try to discover anything that's wrong or what's bad with these because it's right there, it tells you. I would be proud of that. I'd want to show it. Here's a dark and salty. These are one of my favorites. 21 grams of protein, 3 grams of net carbs. Okay, you can eat about 10 of these a day and still be below 30 grams of carbohydrates or sugars. Okay, so this is a great go-to when you're hungry or have a sweet tooth. It's all there's nothing artificial in this product right here. These are great. I totally endorse both of these guys, the Fit and Firm Foods and the Marigold Bars. Okay, great asset to me because I don't have to worry so much about what people are eating. Now, it doesn't mean you have to eliminate restaurants and things like that. We'll get into that. Okay, like I try to follow your lifestyle the best I can, but I also want to optimize your goals the best I can to get you there. You got to remember here, when you hire me, I'm on your side. I am 100%. I don't like to lose. Okay, as you can see over here, the trophies just didn't jump up over there. Okay, and these credentials up here didn't jump up on the wall. Okay, so just take that into account. Also, to keep you always thinking about what you should be doing, I have these magnets that you can put on your refrigerator. What should I eat? Okay, it was kind of a joke at first, but it actually does work. It makes you think about what you're eating. Okay, going back to the blood test, and we talk about this, we don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but this just goes over a male and a female weight loss hormonal panel. And like I mentioned before, I have estrogen, progesterone, your A1C, which is a marker to find out if you're pre-diabetic, diabetic. I look for insulin also. A lot of doctors do not do these automatically because they have to put in a billing code to do so. And a lot of times they're afraid that the insurance is not going to accept it. Most of these panels right here are not covered by insurance. Insurance companies normally will wait till you get sick before they run these kind of panels. Okay, so I call that sick care. What I do here is health care. And also I connect the dots. I connect the dots between your hormones, if you go that route, your nutrition, and your exercise, mainly weight training. Now cardio has its place, but I don't that's something that I let the client decide on if they want to do it that way. I don't usually suggest it. I condone it, but it's really not needed. If you go through a training session with me, trust me, it's cardio as well as an anabolic workout or without oxygen, or weight training, I should say. It's a lot easier that way. Anyway, so I also have a client of mine that actually went out and did that blood test that I just showed you on their own. Okay, and they went and paid cash for it because, again, a lot of these, like the CRP, C-reactive protein, is not going to be covered by insurance unless you have a really good reason or a really good doctor that will put that on there with the correct billing code. Okay, and there's a lot of other, like DHEA, which is a precursor for testosterone, and I have supplements for that too, if that's needed. And we don't just, I don't suggest supplements unless I have a blood test to back it up. Now there are some things like my EFAs everybody needs, all right? But anyway, I like to use the blood test for that. But again, it's optional, you don't have to do it. Anyway, so this blood test right here was $1,052 for the same stuff that I have, and it doesn't include everything, okay? My blood panel is much cheaper than that, okay? But I'll show you, and I'll put this in your packet so you can see it. My prices are on this sheet right here. It shows you where to go, what the prices are for myself, and what my prices are for a physician if you need to go that route for prescriptions. Okay, I don't do prescriptions here. I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one. Okay, but I know the health business pretty well. I also know with the doctor. I've been with the doctor for about 8 years, and I know what she's going to pretty much what she's going to say and suggest. And I'll say that to you. We use it as an option. If you decide to go with the doctor, do the hormones or whatever that I suggest or see that's out of balance, that needs a prescription, we'll go that direction. But most of the time, you don't have to see the physician. We can knock it out of the park right here in this office. Okay, so anyway, we go to LabCorp. The closest one is 1960 and 249 Feeder Road down that way, and they're pretty quick too. Get it back in about within a week in normal conditions, and then we go over it and then go from there. I make suggestions, and again, just to give you options. Okay, then we go and look at my workout sheet. What this sheet does is it shows you 12 blocks 3 times, which would be 36 sessions. So when you come in the door, you sign in here. I'll have it, we'll either do upper body or lower body. For an example, let's say you choose Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock. Probably the most popular time in the world, okay? So you come in, 5 o'clock, we do upper body, let's just say on Monday. This is just an example. You would put your initials over here. You're on session number 1. We do upper body. For the next 48 to 72 hours, your body is breaking down, the muscle that's broken down is starting to rebuild. So you're burning calories, not like cardio. Cardio, you only burn as many calories as what you do on that session. With the weight training, you break down, we stimulate the muscle to break down the muscle to repair as you're resting or going through normal daily activities. Okay, that's the difference. So you're really working out 168 hours of the week. Every hour, your body's in a metabolic phase burning calories instead of trying to burn all your calories and exercise 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so anyway, Wednesday comes around, okay, because you signed up for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 o'clock. Wednesday at 5 o'clock, you come in, you sign in, and we do legs. Okay, so now you're in another metabolic process for your lower body. Your upper body's probably coming around and you're not so sore anymore. Okay, that brings us into another 48 to 72 hours of metabolic process of breaking down, building back up. Okay, and that whole process, you're burning extra calories. It's like working out the whole week so far. Friday comes around, we do upper body again. All right, sign in, we're doing upper body, work out for an hour, stimulate the muscle, you go home. As soon as you walk out the door, you're still burning calories. Unlike if you went in and just did cardio, or if you did other programs where you're turning over tires and climbing up ropes and doing jumping jacks and burpees and things like that. Most of my clientele, number 1, don't want to do that. Number 2, you don't have to do that. They're trying to burn all their calories in one session, where I'm trying to stimulate your muscle to burn calories when you're not exercising. So technically, from a physiological standpoint, your body's doing all the work. All you got to do is tell it what to do. And that is just a stimulation 3 times a week. So you're in a metabolic phase for 168 hours. How many people do you know that can work out for 168 hours a week? Not too many. All right, so anyway, so you always know where you are too. And after the 11th session, it's your choice to re-up again for another 12. And then after those 12, another 12. And then we just keep stapling these together. Depends on your needs, wants. I have some people that do 12 sessions. I have people that have been with me for years, okay? And then I have a one-page agreement. And I don't say contract because it's an agreement. Nothing on this side, no small print, okay? Pick out your days, your hours. All I ask is you give me a little bit of time if you're going to cancel, 24 or 48 hours ahead of time. If you have to cancel, hey, listen, you have a sick kid at home, you get stuck in traffic, I understand. I'm going to do probably paperwork while you miss a session, okay? It's not like I'm driving 20 miles to come into a gym to meet you and you're not here. Then I have to drive back. That's where you get charged. I only charge for sessions that you actually sign off on. So you have to be here, okay? I don't play those games where, oh, you missed, I got to charge you that session and so on and so forth. Just like when COVID hit. There were a lot of people that came to me because their gym let their sessions run out and they didn't honor them. I don't do that kind of stuff. The buck really stops here, okay? Here, let me talk to the corporate office. Corporate office, do you think that's a good idea? You do? Okay, I do too. There we go. That's how I work things, okay? So, I kind of joke about that, but that's really the way it works. I'm the only guy here, okay? So anyway, you sign up for the 36 sessions. If after 12 your car breaks down, financially something happens, I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire. You're going to learn a lot. That's the other thing too, is I'm an educator. I'm not just going to stand there, watch a TV and count to 20 each time you do a repetition. We're going to talk about your body, how your, what your activities were, what your lifestyle is like. We can get into it as much as you want to. If you want to talk about other things, we can talk about other things. It's totally up to you. But use my knowledge. I've got a lot of credentials, a lot of experience. I've been around for a while. I'm a national bodybuilder. I took third October 2020 during a pandemic. Okay, talk about I've paid my dues. I have my discipline, and I share my stories and experience with you. Okay, so that makes you a better client, makes me a better trainer. Okay, so anyway, all the things that we just talked about goes in a packet, and you take this home with you, and you make the best decision that you can make. Okay, check around. I'm the only private facilitator that I know, okay, with that kind of education experience. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to sign out now. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see videos like this, please subscribe. Okay, for now, Ray Bessette signing out, and stay healthy. And if you have any questions, give me a call. All the information is below, and we'll see you next time.